And for the next page, I have something in mind. I did this before in another album. It was the Hotel. This from Stamperia. I will show you the page I will make. And it is this one with these sliding frame and this places for some pictures. So, and I already prepared some papers. First of all, we need our last tunnel base page, and on this, of course, we will make 2 flaps. These are the pieces for my hinges, and they have the 1/4 inch gap. This we need. And on top, on the top flap, I will put here these envelope. This is a cutout from my Silhouette Cameo. This is an original envelope for a card. You can find this in the design store. And I have this already decorated with some papers, and I put there inside a flippable card that fits here for these square pieces. This will go on top. So on the other flap on the top, I will do something we did on the first page, with maybe a little belly band here over the edge for a nice big tag, or maybe I make a big pocket where we can slide in a bigger booklet. I don't know it yet. And for the inside, I have here, this will be the piece underneath, and then I have here, this is the only 12 by 12 cardstock I will use, is this one, and this we need for the mechanism where we slide these frame up and down. And I have here already prepared my pieces for the frame, the mechanism for this frame, and for cardstocks for the fold outs. So first we start with the flaps. Okay, and now I will glue these on my base. So we have to color our corners, the edges. I need a lot of ink for this album, and I destroy here my ink pad. Hopefully I can use this until the end. There are still some pages that I have to color. But I have here from Memento von Tsuneko, I have here one of these teardrop ink pads, and this is a similar color, so I can use this if this is no longer working. this is our base, and I will go from the inside to the outside. The first what we will make is here this mechanism with this sliding frame, and for this we need all these papers. I have here a cardstock, a colored cardstock that fits on my inside base page. Okay, fits on here with a small border around, so we can put this aside. And I have here, where is my tool? Here it is. I measured here the middle, and from there I make a 1/8 mark. This is a 1/8 gap, and we need this for yeah, a guideline or a guide mark where we have to glue later on our papers. We need this. Then we need next here these two pieces that measures 6 inch by 12 inch. 6 by 12, two pieces, so you have to cut a 12 by 12 piece in the middle. And here we have to make some score lines. I measure here, I place these paper on the first mark, and I make here again a mark where I have to make a fold line, and for the other side also. So later on, when we have these two papers here on these pink cardstock, we have here these little gap, and this is the reason why I put some colored cardstock underneath. It's a little bit nicer, because you will see a piece later on when we are finished. So we have here the mark for the score line, and we have here a mark for the score line. I don't give you the measurements where you have to score, because it all depends on how big is your paper. How big is your base? Maybe you make this a little bit smaller or a little bit wider. I don't know. So you have to measure here in the middle a 1/8 inch gap, and from there you measure your marks for these two fold lines. I hope this makes sense, and I will start with these two fold lines. One, and two. Then we need on each piece two more fold lines. I place this paper here on my base, and I try to get an even piece on both sides, because we have to wrap these around our paper, and try to make these even. So here is a fold line and here is a fold line. And on the other one I did the same. Two marks, 1 and 2, and the fold line. Okay. We have to cut off here this corner. And this corner. So now we have here these two pieces. I will remove here these pencil mark. Now grab your cardstock and I will put this here inside, and I glue my hinges down, and I see already that I have to trim this a little bit more down, just a little bit. This is also a reason why I don't want to give you a measurement, especially for this piece. And I will glue this down, these 3 hinges. You can cut the hinge shorter if you like, but it's not necessary. Makes this all a little bit sturdier. So yeah, this is perfect. And now I have to color up my page. I think it would be better to do this before you glue this down, but I think I will manage this. So this looks like a double pocket. So the next one I will do is here making a frame, and this is a piece. This is yeah, a thicker cardstock, and this one measures 3 3/4 by 5 3/8, and I make here some lines, a 1/2 inch for a frame, and I will cut this out. Dum diddle dum dum. I will see if I can manage this. Good. So I fix it perfectly, and this we have to wrap in some cardstock and some design paper. So I will use this for here, and then the frame could be something a little bit more colorful. So this is our frame. And the next will be these fold out pieces, and for this we need 4 pieces of cardstock that measures, it's a full A4 size. My A4 size is 11 and 11/16, and I cut this at 5 3/8. 5 3/8, 11 16. And we have to make here some score lines. So the first score line is on 3 3/4. 3 3/4. Then on 7 1/2. And then on 11 1/4. So again, three and 3/4, 7 1/2, and 11 1/4. Three and 3/4, 7 1/2, 11 1/4, and the last 3 and 3/4, 7 1/2, 11 1/4. This will be our hinges to glue these 4 fold outs on our page. And I will cut right away my corners. And now we have this to fold. pieces goes on here. Like this, and later on we have here our frame that we can slide over these pictures, or maybe we can do it like this. This is also a possibility. Like this. And I think okay, I cut my paper for a portrait style, then we will make a portrait style. So this will be folded out to the outside, so my hinge has to be here on the outside. Here is my hinge, and here is the same. The hinge has to be on the outside. But what I want to do is I will make these with an incision on my design paper. So I will cut first my papers. So this goes on here. And this is here. And here I will make these incisions for my hinges. This will be really tight, really tight. So for the closure I have here a 5 1/4 by 11 11/16 piece, and we have to make some score lines. And 1/4 by 11 11/16. First score line is on 2 1/4, on 2 3/8, at 4 1/8, at 7 5/8, at 9 3/8, and at 9 1/2. So then we have to fold this. So this is our closure. So it looks like this, and we have here these 1/8 gap, and we need this to slide our frame over here, these picture fold outs, and we will slide this here inside. Yeah, this fits nicely. But I will make a little bit of glue here inside, and I will glue these two flaps together. I think this is better. yes, this is now, it's better. So the closure for here. And now we have to make our frame ready for some picture to slide in. How can I do this? I need some hinges and I need So I have finished up my page because I'm really running out of time and I have to hurry a little, so sorry. What did I made? We have here on the inside these frame, this movable frame, and we have here these fold out cards, and I did not make some design paper on here, so you can, if you glue your pictures here on, this will be thicker, and I think if I put some design paper on, it could be too much. So you see me doing 2 of these pieces here with this incision. I do the same here on the other side, and I glued these piece on my base. And what I also did, I made here and here a magnet under, because I noticed if this one stands up, my frame was falling or sliding down. So I have now here 2 magnets, one here and one here, and this holds everything here in place. On these 2 sides I made only a decoration for some nice pictures. Here is also an easy decoration, a full sheet, and I glued here one of these cards on some design paper and on some cardstock, and glued this only here on these 3 sides, so you can slide this here under. This decoration comes later, and we have here a nice pocket, and you can put some more cards here inside if you want, or some picture mats. And the front is this. This is the piece I showed you before, these pocket with these nice booklet. So this is the page, and we can go to the last page before we start with the cover, and we have the inside, front and back cover also to make a nice page out of it.